Do that for the recording. I'd like to call to order the, the July regularly scheduled board meeting of the commissioners for the HABD. And I'd like to start with a roll call. Commissioner Barnes.
Present.
Commissioner Hood. Vice Chairman Thompson.
Present.
And I am here. We have a quorum. So the first item on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. Has everybody had time to review it? If so, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is adopted. Next item is the consent agenda, which has been circulated, I believe, about a week before. So hopefully everybody has had time to dissect it and go through it. Maybe during new business, we'll go through a little bit of Mrs. Foster's report and some of the highlights, but sitting here now, are there any items that my fellow commissioners would like to remove from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and all items therein.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is passed. The next item is we're going to go into an executive session early today, assuming that Attorney French approves our need to do so. And just so everybody that's on camera or on Zoom or in the audience wants to know, we'll eventually go into old business, new business, finance and accounting, property operations, and any presentations by those who wish to speak after the executive session. So there will be some items to address afterwards in case you want to engage or listen to those discussions. But sitting here now, Attorney French, are we okay to move into executive session? And if so, what is the basis for doing so?
According to Alabama Code Section 3625A-7, upon a motion and roll call vote, you can now enter into executive session.
And
How long do you expect?
Ms. Foster, what do you think?
About an hour.
Okay, so for about an hour?
Mhm.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for no longer than an hour for the reasons discussed by Attorney French.
So moved. Second.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do a roll call vote. Commissioner Barnes,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Thompson.
Yes.
I vote yes as well. So we will now go into executive session and return no later than an hour from now. Having concluded our executive session, I'll now entertain a motion to exit executive session and move back to open session.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll do a roll call. Commissioner Barnes.
Present.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Vice Chairman Thompson.
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. So that motion passes. We are now out of executive session and we'll move on to our next item, which is old business.
Okay, at this time, I ask Andrew Drake to come forward to share information updates about our call center services.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so I'm just going to provide an outline of where we are with that process and all of that. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. So an executed contract between HABD and Gilson Software Solutions was received on June 27th, 2023. I communicated with Gilson on July 5th, and they responded with a welcome email on July 5th, 2023, with a listing of items and processes. We've been communicating via email to obtain required information from both organizations, us giving them what they request and they giving them what we request for the past 2 weeks. This includes their login information to our software Yardi with approximately 20 users. So they'll have approximately 20 customer service representatives that will be specifically for this project. We currently have a phone line and a phone number, and we will share that information, with the public and distribute it when we are ready on our, for our go live date. We don't want anyone calling in before everything gets ready. As of this moment, 100% of all requested information from HABD has been provided to Gilson. Again, within that 2-week time frame from July 5th to today. The information that has been provided to them includes all contact information for the housing authority, which includes our public housing sites, our Section 8 department. We provided copies of all of our applications, our intake, new admissions, recertification, and also public housing applications, because in the event that someone calls and needs assistance with completing information, they will assist them with completing the forms accurate as well. We provided them all of the forms that we use. They requested utility allowance schedules, payment standards, information about our rent increase requests and the process, those forms. Also, any information about special events that the housing authority has. We will provide them that information as well. So that way they can ensure that they are, up to date about anything that the housing authority has. FAQs for our department, we've provided them frequently asked questions. We've also provided them steps on how a new landlord will register for our program. Information, again, about our public housing and Section 8 waiting list in case someone calls or inquires about their status and what waiting lists are open. And for public housing, what bedroom sizes are open. They will be able to answer those questions. Basically, every single process that we've had to date, we've provided them all of that information in writing and in detail. From all of the information that they receive from us, which is the information that I just discussed, they will create a resource guide. And this resource guide basically tells the customer service representatives what to do and how to answer specified questions that are inquired from people that call in. We have our first go live call tomorrow, Friday, July 21st, 2023. During this call, we will go over other critical information for the call center staff and their systems. They will also give us an in-depth kind of briefing as it relates to how their systems look, how to answer questions, and also based on all the information that we provided to them, they may have additional questions. That is what they displayed or discussed in their email correspondence. Also, we will address any other key processes, and we'll be able to set, clear timeframes for what to expect leading up to the go live dates. We anticipate after tomorrow's meeting that we will have a go live date. Concluding the meeting, we will meet, or I will meet with our director of communications, and she will assist with an implementation plan and steps to get this information out to our program participants. Right now, we have approximately about 70% of our participants' email addresses. So more than likely, our communication will definitely include email, mail, of course, absolutely, and also provide information in their recertification packets as well about the call center. And closer to our go live date, of course, we'll have additional information to share. Once Gilson starts taking our calls, we'll be able to provide an update if requested after at least 3 months of implementation. That's okay.
Any questions?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you for the information.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. We'll have Larry Williams, Senior VP of Operations Programs, to share updates on where we are with Reverend Todd Holmes' community.
Good afternoon, commissioners.
Afternoon.
A quick update for Morel Todd Homes. Things are going extremely well. We've continued to have engagement there in terms of conversations over pizza, canvassing, and just focus groups to continue the discussions about community safety and that kind of thing. We were just there last week, actually, And we did a follow-up meeting with the residents to talk about some of the upgrades that we have made to their units, as well as other safety measures that we've put in place. And it was very well received. And we have continual conversations with them now. In fact, there's a meeting after the board meeting with their resident council president, just to touch base and continue the engagement. So overall, it's been pretty steady and the residents seem to be satisfied with what we've done thus far.
Any questions? Thank you for the update.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
All right, that I believe is all the old business. Anything else, Mrs. Foster, you want to go over?
Oh, other old business.
Okay, all right, let's move on to new business. I'll first go to my fellow commissioners. Any new business we want to bring up?
Well, I want to say that this past week I went to the homeownership seminar and it was really good. So I want to tell Ms. Drake, Mr. Gamble, and Ms. Holland, y'all did a great job. It was very well put together and very informative. And I did have an opportunity to talk to quite a few residents one-on-one, and they really appreciated the information that was given. So I feel like we need to do it more.
Well, I want to thank you, Commissioner Barnes, for being out there too. I know
Yeah.
you helped put on some presentations
great.
and I
We
think
had a
that's
good
great too.
time. Y'all did really good.
Ms. Foster, anything from you?
No, yes, just a few highlights, and that was one of those. So-
I'm sorry.
I just wanted just say kudos to what you shared and just say again, thank you for your participation and representation that you provided. It was very good information that was shared with our participants that was there. We had like approximately about 41 participants that received a certification, which they can use towards information to get to the process of being a homeowner. So again, thanks to all the staff that she did our shout out to, and to you and your representative that was there at the time. So thank you so much. The other item I have is I want to share that we received the approval from HUD for our annual plan for fiscal year 24, which now allows us to begin implementing our annual report for the year to share the things that we're doing and moving forward with our goals. So we'll have a draft prepared for the board to review around the month of October or prior to. And I also want to share that myself, Chairman Pantassis, and Ms. Holland, we attended CERCNARO annual conference in Florida and to receive an award for an advocacy award. And so I just want to thank both of you for your attendance. And I just want to share that it was a great presentation for the Housing Authority to receive such a grand award for our Harris Home Tunnel and the things we're doing to improve the services over there for our residents. The other item, final item is just to share that we did a mid-year community canvassing on our sites. We hit all our communities, full staff involvement. So just want to say thank you so much for knocking on doors, putting up door hangers, and just having an opportunity to have conversations with our residents in the community. So thank you to the staff.
Thank you, Ms. Foster.
Business.
All right. Hearing no further new business, let's move into finance and accounting. We have one item there, and it's the approval of award of contract for professional auditing services.
That's Ms. Baker, Chief Financial Officer.
Purpose of this request is to obtain board approval to award the contract to Rubino and Company Chartered to provide financial services for HABD for the audit period 2023, and with ability to renew the contract up to 5 years. The RP solicitation was proposed and emailed to 73 contractors and individuals with 20 viewers. It was available in the marketplace and online, and the solicitation was advertised in the Birmingham Times. 4 contractors or individuals submitted proposals. we had a review committee formed, a pro LLP, Clifton Larson Allen LLP, Rubino and Company Chartered, and Berman Hopkins and CPA and Associates LLP were the 4 respondents. The committee scored Rubino and Company Chartered as the overall high score of 92 points. Their proposal exhibited experience with large housing authorities as ourselves. They submitted a low pricing of all the applicants, a 5-year schedule of pricing. And they were very competitive and flexible on their time. They had the most flexible time schedule of all in preparing our 2023 audit. I request approval to enter in a contract to provide audit services with Rubino and Company Chartered for HABD.
Commissioners, any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the award of contract for professional auditing services to Rubino and Company Charters.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is property operations. There are 2 items: approval of award of contract for lawn care services and approval to revise the 2023 public housing utility allowance schedule. And I believe for both of those, we'll do them separately and vote on them separately.
Larry Williams, Senior VP of Operations and Program.
Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
The purpose of the lawn care resolution 2023-12662. The purpose of this request is to obtain board approval with the recommendation of contractors to provide landscaping and maintenance services. Landscaping and maintenance service will be performed at various housing communities, as well as the Prince Hall vacant lot and the vacant daycare lots. The services include mowing grass, pruning, trimming bushes, ground covers, and also debris removal. The IFB was sent to was emailed to a total of 902 contractors. In addition, it was available at the central office as well as posted on the HABD website and marketplace. Lastly, the solicitation was advertised in the Birmingham News and the Birmingham Times. 6 contractors submitted and bid and respond to the IFB. All were deemed responsive. We are selecting that we go with 2, which is RC Lawn Care Services and Henley Young. RC Lawn Care Service will provide primary services for Illiton and Smithfield Court. Henley Young will be the backup for services that's listed in the F&G contractor assignment sheet. So basically, they will serve as backup to all of our different properties if there was an issue with a particular contractor or they couldn't perform the service. So I asked for approval for lawn care service.
Commissioners, any questions?
The last time this came out, did we just approve the bid process or because I thought we.
So we did select some contractors, but there was some concerns with performance.
Got it.
And so we wanted to make,
You did.
right,
Okay.
we wanted to make sure we got ahead of it and stay
Okay.
proactive. And so we did just that, and the contractors can provide the service
Got it.
needed. Yep.
Okay, that was my only question.
And my only comment was I was going to commend you guys, Mr. Williams, and your staff for keeping an eye out and being proactive about this. I know it's something that's come up in the past, and I really appreciate you guys staying on top of it. So thank you. Hearing no further questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion to approve the award of contract for lawn care services to RC Lawn Care Services and Henley Young.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion passes.
Okay, thank you. The next one will be the utility allowance. The proposed action is to implement the revisions of the Housing Authority of District of Birmingham's housing utility allowance payments for tenants tenant purchase utility in compliance with the federal regulation. No, the amounts vary depending on bedroom size. So you can have one bedroom, it would be $50. You can have 4 bedrooms, it could be $80. So the amounts vary, but when there's an increase, you have to come back before the board to approve the utility allowance schedule. Basically, that's what I stand before you today. Since the utility allowance update, there has been changes in the utility allowance, and the impact is really we've already put it into this last budget. So there's no additional cost because we knew what it would be. And so I entertain your approval to approve the utility allowance.
Commissioners, any questions? I know that this has been vetted in committee, but anything sitting here today you guys want to ask and comment on? All right, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the revision to the 2023 Public Housing Utility Allowances schedule as proposed by Mr. Williams and his team.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners.
It appears there has been no one to sign up to present today. So hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. We are adjourned.